lovelies, welcome back again to the channel. We are going to learn how to make a 6-pieces bustier top. I already have a tutorial on how to make a 6-pieces top, but that is a princess that bustier. So this time around I'm going to show you how to make a 6-pieces top with straight line bustier or neckline bustier. So if you're interested, please continue watching and make sure you watch to the end so you won't miss out of any important information. If you're interested in learning how to make a 6-pieces or 8-pieces princess that bustier, please go ahead and check the video out and watch as well. So with that being said, let's get started. These are the measurements I'm going to use for the top. I'll be making use of this African print material. The top is actually going to take like 2 yards or 2.5 yards. So the first step is to place my fabric on fold. So I've placed my material on fold using my hip measurement, which is the biggest part of my measurement. So what I have here is 43 divided by 4, which is 10.75. 10.75 plus extra 12 inches allowance. 12 inches allowance. That is what I have here. So altogether, the measurement I have here is 22.5. So the 12 inches will cover for the A-line flare and all the allowances we'll need for the top. So having gotten that, towards this direction, I'll measure the length of the top. So the length of the top I have here is 25 inches. So I'll come here and measure 25 inches and mark. I'll be adding 2 inches for allowance, making it 27 inches. So I'm going to cut it out now. So this will be the front side. I'll use this to cut out for the back side. So I've folded another material. So what I'll do is just to place this on top and cut exactly this. So I'll do that now. So now we have two. One will be for the front while the other one will be for the back. After cutting the front part, then we'll cut the back part. So I'm going to come here and measure my bust span. This is actually a very simple method of cutting the 6-pieces straight line bustier top. So please pay attention. I believe at the end of this tutorial you should be able to make one for yourself. And please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so that others can see it as well. So with that being said, let's continue. So the first step is to come here at this close side and measure my bust span. Bust span is the distance from one bust to the other, or you call it the nipple to nipple point measurement. I believe you know what a bust span is now. So my bust span is 7 inches. 7 divided by 2 will give us 3.5. I'll be adding ½ inch for sewing allowance, making it 4. So I'll come here and measure my bust span 4 inches and mark. From there, I will measure out 2 inches, extra 2 inches, like this. So altogether, what I have here is 6 inches. 6 inches. So at that point, I'm going to fold my material like this. I'll fold it like this. So what I have here should be 6 inches. So let me measure to confirm. So I have 6 inches here. So having gotten that, the next step is to mark out my starting point line. Starting point 1 inch. And then this line will be my shoulder line. So I'm measuring 1 inch all through. So from this line, I'll take my vertical measurement. Vertical measurements are measurements from shoulder downwards. From shoulder to the bust point, shoulder to the under bust, to the half length, to the waist, and to the length of the top. From shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. Then I mark. Shoulder to under bust, 13. Whatever is your vertical measurement, you add it. Okay? Shoulder to the half length, 16. These are the basic vertical measurements I need for this top. I have my bust point here, my under bust, and then the half length, which is where the A-line flay is going to start from. Alright? So having gotten that, so the next step is to come here and measure my bust span. From here, I'll measure my bust span for us to be able to create the bustier. My bust span is 4. I'm going to take the 4 inches down. So this line represents my bust span line. So having gotten the bust span line, the next is to create the bustier now. So to do that, I'm going to come down by 5 inches. I'll come down by 5 inches, and this could be my neck depth. And I'll draw a line. The line is going to stop here. It will not extend to this part. We only need this line to draw out the bustier. So, having gotten this line, next I'm going to come to the under bust and measure 1 inch to create my dart. 1 inch here, then I mark at the under bust. At the under bust, then I'll measure the same 1 inch on the half length. So I have 1 inch here and 1 inch here. So I'll connect the 2 points now. So having gotten this line, I'll come to the neck depth I have here and measure 1 inch as well. 1 inch. I'll come to the shoulder line and measure 1 inch as well. I'll connect this line and this line together. This is what we have. So the next thing to do is to connect from this place to the bust point and connect from under bust to the bust point with a curve as well to form the bustier. So I'm going to do that now. So for you to get a very good curve, you can decide to come up a bit, come up by 1 inch and then connect to this point so that it will be easier for you to get your curve and then get a very smooth curve. You don't want it pointed. Alright? So after removing 1 inch there for our dart, we now have 3 inches allowance for our A-line flay at the down part. We are going to add the same 3 inches allowance for A-line flay at the back side. So from here, I'm going to connect with a straight line to this point to form the A-line flay. So having done that, I'm going to cut from here out. So this is what we have now. So having gotten that, the next step is to place this like this. I'm going to place it like this to cover up this opening. So I'll place it like this. From here, I'm going to add my shoulder measurement, which is 16. Divide by 2 will give us 8. I'm going to add 1 inch allowance or 1.5 inches allowance. So let me add 1.5 inches allowance. because we need 1 inch allowance here to join the neckline, and we are going to need another ½ inch for the shoulder. So I'm going to add 1.5 inches allowance here. So this is our shoulder measurement now. So from there, I'm going to slope the shoulder. I'm going to measure 1 inch here for shoulder slope. The reason why we are sloping the shoulder is because our shoulders are not straight. The next thing to do is to measure my neck width. The neck width I'm working with is 4 inches. I'll come here and measure 4 inches and mark. Then here I'll be adding 1 inch. 1 inch to join the center front of the neckline to the side neckline, if that makes sense. You know, what we are making is a straight line bustier or neckline bustier. So it means that that line will pass through the neckline. You know, when we are marking our shoulder measurement, I added 1.5 inches allowance. This is the reason, so that we'll have enough allowance to join the neckline. So this is the neck width now. So altogether my neck width is 5 inches. But after sewing it, it's going to come back to 4 inches. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then I'm going to connect from here. 1 inch shoulder slope. I'll connect it to the neck width now, by this. So having done that, I'm going to mark. I'll come there and measure ½ inch for shoulder allowance. This ½ inch is what we are going to use to join the two shoulders, the front shoulder to the back shoulder. Don't skip this allowance. If you don't add this allowance, it will affect your cup, so it will shift position. So make sure not to forget this shoulder allowance. So I'll mark ½ inch for my shoulder allowance and connect. So this is what I have. So having done that, so the next thing to do is to measure my armhole depth. My armhole depth. For you to get your armhole depth, just measure your round armhole and divide it by 2. Mine is 16, divided by 2 will give me 8. So my armhole depth is 8. I'll come here and mark. Then I'll connect. We are going to create the armhole curve now. And to do that, I'll take the midpoint of the armhole depth, which is 8 divided by 2, to get 4. So this is the midpoint. From there, I'll come inward by ½ inch to draw my curve, my front armhole curve. So this is my front armhole curve. So having done that, I'll come here and create my neck shape. I'll be making use of a round neckline. So the neck depth I'll be making use of is 6.5. 6.5. Feel free to add the neck depth of your choice. So I'll come here and measure 6.5. Then I'll draw my round shape to meet this 5 inches. 5 inches neck width. So this is my round shape or my round neckline. So having done that, I'll be adding my horizontal measurements. That's my circumference measurement. So I'll come to the bust point and measure my bust circumference. My bust circumference is 39. Divided by 4 will give us 9.75. 9.75, which is here. I'll be adding extra 2 inches allowance, which is here. At the under bust, my under bust is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. 2 inches allowance. Then, coming to the half length, I'll just extend this measurement to the half length, because this is not the actual waist point. So we use the same measurement on the round under bust to that half length, which is here, somewhere here. It will not get to the waist. So this measurement is perfect. So having gotten that, I'll be drawing my A-line flare now. So having done that, because I don't want here pointed like this, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. And I'm going to connect with a curve like this. I'll come here and measure 1 inch as well and mark, because I wouldn't want here to be pointed. So we are going to connect like this. So the next step is to cut it out. So by the time you join the neckline, we'll have our neck shape. So in case you have a bigger bust, please, what you need to do is to come here at the under bust, then you go in by half inch, then extend it to the half length. So having measured the half inch here, all you need to do is to extend it like this. Just push it, curve it like this to join the bustier, and from here you blend it on this A-line flare. Just blend it like this. This will help you to get a very bigger curve that will accommodate your bust. I hope you understand. It simply means that you removed 1.5 inches here, while you remove 1 inch here. So altogether, what you remove at the under bust is going to be 2.5 inches. This will definitely be enough for you. So we are through with the front part. As simple as that. I'm not going to cut this because I don't need it. You understand? So I just explained this in case you will need it. So this, and mind you, if you are going to remove half inch here, please, during your adding of sewing allowance, make sure to include it, the same half inch. So instead of adding 2 inches here, you can add 2.5 inches allowance at the under bust and half length. Do you understand? So don't forget that. So this is how simple it is to cut your 6 pieces bustier top. Straight line that 6 pieces top. As simple as anything. So I'm going to place it like this. So this is the center front, while these are the 2 sides front. So please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and share so that others can watch as well. So this is what we need for the back part. The first thing to do is to measure my zipper allowance. I'm going to be using 2 inches for zipper allowance. If you want an A-line flare on the zip allowance, then you are going to measure like 4 inches or even 5 inches for your zip allowance. So after which you are going to remove 2, and then the remaining will be your A-line flare at the down part. But I'm not going to add flare on my zipper allowance. So I'm going to measure zip allowance 2 inches, and then I'll measure my bust span 4 inches. Then I'm going to add extra 3 inches allowance. 3 inches allowance. These 3 inches will cover for the A-line flay. So altogether what I have here is 9 inches. 9 inches. 2 plus 4 plus 3. 9 inches. So I'm going to fold at that point. I'll fold it like this. What I have on fold should be 9 inches. After folding the material like this, I'll now come here and remove the zipper allowance of 2 inches from here. 2 inches. This is my zipper allowance. After marking it, I'll fold it in. I'll fold it in so that it will not confuse us. I'll just fold it inside. So after removing the zipper allowance, the remaining should be 7 inches. So after having done that, the next step is to mark out 1 inch. 1 inch for my starting point line. Then from this line, this will be my shoulder line. From this line, I'll take my vertical measurement. I'll measure from the shoulder to the bust point. And from shoulder to the half length, 16. So these are the basic vertical measurements I need for the back side, because there is no bustier at the back. So it's just the bust point and the half length, no under bust. So having done that, the next step is to come here and measure the bust span. My bust span is 4 inches. Then I'll mark. So I stop at the half length. This is the bust span line. So from here now, I'm going to draw my A-line flay like this. So this is my A-line flay. So having done that, the next step is to cut. So the next step is to place the center front of the back side. I'll place it like this, just like we did on the front side. I'll place it like this. So let me quickly extend this line. So the next thing is to add my shoulder measurement. We are going to remove the zipper allowance because I've opened it. It was like this before, so I open it up. So this is my zipper allowance. So I'm going to start the measurement from the zipper allowance here. My shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2, 8. I'll be adding 1.5 for allowance, just like the front side. The neck width we are working with is 4 inches. 4 inches. Then I'll mark 4 inches here. Then I'm going to add extra 1 inch allowance. So the 1 inch is to join the center back to the side back. So altogether I have 5 inches, just like the front side. So the next step is to come down from here. This is our shoulder measurement. I'll come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. And I'm connected to the neck width, which is 5 inches here. And then again, I'm going to measure my half-inch shoulder allowance to join the shoulders, the front shoulder and the back shoulder. Half inch, and here half inch. So I'll connect. So having done that, I'm going to measure my armhole depth 8 and connect with a straight line. So for the back side, I'll just drop my curve like this. So this is the back armhole curve. So having done that, I'm going to add my neck line. So we already have the neck width of 5 inches. Then I'll be adding my neck depth. For the back side, I'll be making use of 8 inches for my neck depth. Then I mark. So from here, I'll draw a curve to this neck width here. Then after drawing this curve, I will extend it to the zipper allowance like this with a straight line. The next step is to add my circumference measurement. That is the horizontal measurement, my round bust, round under bust measurement. So my bust circumference is 39 divided by 4, 9.75. Then I'll add 2 inches allowance. Coming to the half length, my measurement is 34. 34 divided by 4, 8.5 plus 2 inches allowance. I'm going to connect like this. So from this half length, I'll draw out my A-line flay. I'm going to place it back again like this. The next step is to come here. I'll come here and measure 1 inch because I don't want here to be sharp. And I'll connect like this. And I'll come to this side and measure the same 1 inch. I'll curve it towards the center. So I'll cut it out now. So having done that, I'll return it back. So by the time you join this to this is the back round shape. If you don't want round shape at the back side, feel free to make use of any shape you want, any neckline you want. You can decide to add high neck at the back, or you can make a 4 corner at the back. So any shape you want to do is okay. So by the time you sew it, it will be like this. It will be like this. So this is our A-line flay for the center part, and this is our A-line flay for the side part. So this is the front part as well. So this is it for the cutting of the straight line 6 pieces bustier top. Very simple. So please go ahead and try it out and let me know your results in the comment section. And if you have any question, leave it in the comment section as well. I will attend to it. So if you have not watched the video on how to make the princess dart bustier 6 pieces top and 8 pieces top, please go ahead and watch and check the video out and watch. You can search for Chisom Ene, then check the video out and watch it as well. So please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to join the family, and remember to turn the notification bell on so that anytime I upload any video, you'll be notified. The sewing part of the video will be coming out soon. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'll see you again. For now, it is bye bye.